Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while, life's gotten in the way, but today I want to show you guys this Lego Sanctum Sanctorum modular that I've made. I've been working on this for so long, and I know you're thinking like, this just looks like the Lego set, but this set can do something that the Lego set can't do, and I'll show you now. This is the big draw of why I made this mock and why I've wanted to make this for ages. I've had the idea for so long, and I only pushed myself to do it recently, and that is the entire module, the entire build, can actually split open down the middle and show the interior. And I have references from Doctor Strange, Doctor Strange 2, Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War, Spider-Man No Way Home, and What If. Anything you could want is in this. Even Thor Ragnarok is here. So I want to show you guys, give a tour of the entire thing and show you guys exactly what's in it and every single detail that is available. Now, there are instructions available for this on my Rubricable page. There will be a link in the descriptions. If you guys like this and you want to build this yourself, I have instructions already made for that. You can go ahead and get those online. So here we have the entire module, and it's split into two parts with these beams in the middle, which are using these 1x2 rounded plates. Each part can come off on their own like a regular modular should, and also each part can be moved on its own without the other floor. So that was important to me, that I had every part was like modular and you could still access every single section of the build when they were taken apart. Like, you don't need to put them all together to be able to be pulled apart, or like one part's not going to fall. Like, this part is still going to be able to be like held on its own, like even without the bottom floor, you know, without like breaking or shattering. So let's take a look at the ground floor now. So these sections here, you'll notice they're like, why are these sticking out? Because I wanted to have these be modular, so you can take these out as well. Because I didn't know how to do the stairs also be connected to the thing. So these parts can just slide right out. And if you look in there, you'll see on the left side now, we'll take the first look. We have Wong here with the Cauldron of the Cosmos and the portal that he opened in No Way Home that he was traveling to, and that's why they were all snowed in. There's Wong in his coat, and then there's a back door here which will lead to the like kind of kitchen area with the fridges. That's the same fridge and the same shelf from the official set. And then we have Mordo in the back there, and then I reused some of the box pieces from the official set because this is meant to be modifications, so that's why there's so many parts reused. And we have a carton there of orange juice. And now if you look in here, there's this like prison area that when you close this over, of course it all lines up. So like, it does make sense. If I close this now, there we are. Like, look now, it's kind of hard to see like because it doesn't let much light in. The walls are so high, but that's why having it be openable was so important to me. And if we take a look in here, there's a little tesseract in there, which is kind of hard to see because it's so dark, but I wanted to include that anyway because I mean, it's in the original set, so why would you leave out such a cool Easter egg? And then in order to access the other side, you can just swing this part over and you will get in here, which is Zombie Doctor Strange, as well as the same kind of like room that they had in the original set with the time stone, and also, let me open this up, take that out. The time stone and the Darkhold as well is hidden in there behind the chain. And then we have this shelf, which is meant to represent a book and a lantern. And then again, if you close this over, once again, it'll obviously make sense that it's in there, so it will line up. So I didn't want to have just a plain wall, so if you look in there now, you can place your Zombie Doctor Strange, which doesn't make sense for him to be in there, but I had to put him somewhere. And then on the right, we have just the regular Sanctum, which is inspired by Infinity War, where Tony Stark and Bruce Banner will meet Doctor Strange and Wong. And then we have some prints from the set. I wanted to use as many pieces from the set as I could. I didn't want to, leave any cool stickered pieces wasted. And then we have this red chair design with some pizza delivered, which is the Stormbreaker pizza, which I thought was pretty nice to reuse that there. And then a small fireplace in the back as well. This is what the first floor looks like. Those bookshelves are the same, very, very close to the original build from the set, but just modified a little bit because they were built into the wall in the set, but this obviously had to take them out of the wall. And these parts can obviously be lifted out for easy access inside and then slid right back in there. We have America Chavez on the right, and then we have Caecilius on the left, who isn't the best minifigure I've ever made, but I wanted to include him in the set, so I had to make a purist custom because I'm still waiting on Lego to make one of him. That green chair is a reuse from the set as well. And then we have some parts from the set here in the back. I think this is in the set. I'm not 100% sure. This dog is not in the set. This is Bats, who is Doctor Strange's dog in the comics, but I really wanted to include him because he was super cute. Again, a printed tile here. sticker tile, sorry, from the set, and then we have these bookshelves will line up here. And now we can just lift the first floor onto the ground floor, just like this, and it will go on. It's a little bit like, it's not as smooth as a regular modular, but once it all clicks in, there you are, there you have it. Of course, this can be opened up as well, and I really like the fact that these stairs will line up perfectly with the rest of the floor, and the stairs will line up with Doctor Strange's unit here. So on the left side, we have Scarlet Witch from Multiverse of Madness, and then the Gargantos that she summons. This is the same build from the set, but it's actually built into the wall now. You can't pop them out. I was going to have that, but then I thought it actually made the build a bit too flimsy when you tried to hold it from either side, and I didn't want to sacrifice like the functionality over the little aesthetics, especially when it wouldn't make sense to have the portal here and then have like Gargantos coming out with snow there. So it didn't actually make sense. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna keep them built in there and locked in. So this shelf as well in the back is also from the set, as well as the sticker tile of Mordo. We have a custom Scarlet Witch minifigure and some more sticker tiles from the set that I had to reuse there on the floor. She's floating on a clear dome, a clear cylinder piece. You can't really see it now because the treasure chest is in the way. Just a regular treasure chest, and that clay cup there, which is also from the set. So that's there, and as well as a really nice sticker piece that I really like of Doctor Strange and Wong in the Arctic area where they opened here in Spider-Man No Way Home. And then as we go over to the right, we have Thor and Loki from Thor Ragnarok, which is one of my favorite MC movies, so I had to include this. I built them. Built custom figures of them in their casual clothes, and then in the back now we have this reused sticker from the set, which is this kind of like galactic print piece. This print is so cool, and then I just put this door over it, which it kind of gives the build a bit more depth because it looks like, oh, what's in that door there? But realistically, it just leads to a wall. But there it has the sticker of the galaxy, so you could say that's where it leads to. As again, I really like using these sticker pieces. I actually bought a second copy of the sticker sheet just because I really like the graphic design work that went into this set, as well as this like pot piece, I think. I don't know, maybe that's meant to be the Cauldron of the Cosmos, but this is in the original Doctor Strange set and I threw it in here, as well as that clock and that nice sticker piece of Wong. And then we have a spiderweb up in the top right corner, which is a reference to Spider-Man. Let's put the top floor on, and because they're out flat now, it'll be a lot easier to attach it than when they're in their square form. If I just snap this on here, there we are, and then push that down, and that's on. That's how easy it is to attach the floors. Now in the top left, you can see I've actually taken off the roof just to let some more light in. And that was an issue I was facing with this, because when you design like a Barbie dollhouse display and you don't have any windows in the back, it can get kind of dark inside the set. So that's why, if you notice, every floor gets shallower as we get down. So here it's like 16 bricks long, and then here it's about, I'd say, 14, and then this one is about 8 bricks long, because the more further in the floors are, the more light we'll get down to the next one. So realistically, there wouldn't be a hole in the attic, which is this floor here, the second floor, but I had to leave this gap of free space here just so that light would get into the next one if you were displaying this. We have MJ and Ned from Spider-Man No Way Home, as well as some kind of trinkets here that I built along the back. And then we have Spider-Man in his reverse suit. I know technically it's more accurate to have the black and red suit, but I just prefer this one. I chose my favorite suit over what was actually there in the movie. And then over on the left, we see how the window is clipped into place, which is actually, this is harder to do than I thought, because the set has like a piece that is that will go across it, clipped into it. So I couldn't use that piece because obviously it would mean that the front would be stuck together in one part. So I had to use this clip piece instead, and some candles there. On the right side of the building, we have these two Doctor Stranges fighting. This is Sinister Strange from Multiverse of Madness. That's the official figure with a new hairpiece. And this is the evil Doctor Strange from What If, which is a custom figure that I made. Again, I want to use all these panel pieces, so I included a last portal here, which I don't know if it makes sense to be in the attic, but you know what? This is magic. Nothing here makes sense. Again, lots of trinkets and printed tiles that I used from the set, and more candles there. I was actually inspired by Marvel Rivals. I went and played some of that game mode where you're in the Sanctum Sanctorum just fighting people, and everyone was trying to fight me, and I was just trying to get like reference photos. I was like, guys, leave me alone, please. I need to get pictures for my Sanctum mock. I didn't say that, but I thought it. That's all the 3 floors shown off, and I'm going to close it up now and give you guys a look at the roof. I have to admit that the roof is probably the weakest part of the build because it's all connected to these. So I would say don't leave the roof out on its own, because if you take it out on its own, it's kind of flimsy, and if you do grab it by it there, that's one of the flaws I have with this build. But like, realistically, I think it's worth it to be able to open and close. Now that the whole building is closed, we can see the roof, and a lot of it's just taken from the set. I was gonna have a more gardeny look, but I didn't really want to like make it too busy. We have the ancient one here with some custom arms, as well as the Hulk from Endgame when they talk about getting the time stone, and she gives him the time stone out of thin air. And then this is all taken from the set, except I changed these parts because I actually used the gear pieces that they had here for a college project, but I use these clips instead. Also, I don't know, maybe it looks nicer. It's up to you guys, whatever you think of that. And there isn't really much to say about the outside. I included some figures from Infinity War to show the fight scene where they fight outside. I know that the Iron Spider isn't technically accurate, but I just love that figure so much. It's not even mine, it's a friend of mine. He lent this to me so I could record this and take photos. So massive thanks to him for letting me do that. That was so nice of him, as well as this Corvus Glaive figure, or is that Cool Obsidian? I don't know, whichever one, this kind of beige or green, I don't know, I'm colorblind, so maybe you saw a few wrong colors in this set, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. And then we have this Cool Obsidian figure that I made with some cool printed arms that's custom there, from, and the legs are from When Woo as well, if you're wondering. And most of these figures are the official ones, except like little modifications. But anyway, I keep on rambling, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out, guys. I hope you guys like it as well. Again, instructions, link in bio. But I hope you guys enjoy this build. I had so much fun making it. But this is just something that I've done like 100 times. I just keep opening this and closing it, and to be honest, it does not get old. So I hope that if you guys enjoyed this video, I could have inspired you guys to make something similar of your own. If you don't rebuild it officially, again, I don't want to put pressure on anyone to do that, but they're out there if you're curious, because I get a lot of questions about like, do you have instructions for this time? Yes, I do actually, and I had them prepared in time for the video, so I'm not making them afterwards. But this, guys, I've had so much fun building this, and thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.